Hi everyone, welcome to Awkward Author. This is a weekly vlog and podcast that I do about my wonderfully awkward, sometimes awkward, author life. My name is Alyssa Grasso. I am an author. I am awkward. And here's just what's been going on this week for me. If I look a little more shell-shocked and tired and exhausted than normal, that's not because I just launched a book last week. That's actually because I spent all day yesterday working on my taxes finally. Those are due very soon, and I had done almost nothing on them, so I did pretty much get them done yesterday. I have to make a few photocopies and write a few checks and, post them, and then they are done completely, which is good. And it's just an exhausting, soul-crushing experience, I find. I don't like doing taxes, and I have pretty complicated taxes. The writing end of things really isn't that complicated, like the royalties and stuff. Like, that's really pretty straightforward, but as a lot of you know, I also, my day job is not a normal day job where you just get like whatever you get, like W-2 or whatever. I don't get any W-2s. I have to do a whole Schedule C because I run a reselling business, and there are just like, payments going every which way, expenses, all sorts of expenses. And I do use bookkeeping software that helps me pretty much keep things, organized, but still there's some work that goes involved in doing taxes. And, I was working on them yesterday, and it was like, I think like, oh, I'm all done. And I was like, oh, wait, I forgot. And then I got to go back and redo everything. And, yeah, so that's just me complaining about having to do taxes. I just find them very complicated. I don't know how it is for you. I mean, if you have a normal job, it's probably not that complicated. And perhaps if you live in another country, if you're not in the U.S., maybe it's less complicated. Here, we have very complicated and bizarre and confusing tax rules and stuff, and the dog is barking next door, and there's trucks driving by. So for those of you that have not watched this podcast or video before, yeah, it gets noisy. I live in a noisy apartment, and that's all I can say about that. My dog's being very good. It's the guy next door that's barking. Anyway, I did have a book come out last week, as you know, if you watched last week's video. Unnamed Roads. It came out. I did the bare minimum, I think, as far as promotion so far, because I was concerned about getting taxes done. I have been really busy with my reselling day job, so, I did what I could do, what I had the time to do. So, I posted on social media, and I did I've played around a little bit with advertising, but I have to do a lot more work on that. I have spent very little money on advertising. I spent money on Facebook ads. Facebook was very happy to take my money. I don't know if I got anything out of those ads. I think I've paused them now just because it was like I was spending money but not getting any results for them. I'm running Amazon ads, which I've barely spent any money on because you just pay for clicks, and I haven't gotten that many clicks. So, I don't think I've really made much money on them, but I haven't spent much money either, so that's fine. And I have a BookBub ad, not a BookBub feature deal, but a BookBub ad that I'm running, which also I've spent $0 on because I haven't had any clicks on it. You pay for clicks on those too. So that's where I'm at right now. Obviously, I got to do some more research, more work on that, but I have not had time for that. The other thing related to that book, related to Unnamed Roads, I've never had an audiobook of any of the books that I had published, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to have an audiobook. I like audiobooks. When I had a sales job where I was traveling on the road all the time, I used to listen to audiobooks quite a lot because they help to pass the time and keep you entertained for, long hours on the road. And, I think they're pretty cool. Podcasting, obviously, is kind of in that same vein where it's, something to listen to keep you entertained. So you have different options when you're self-publishing as far as an audiobook goes. ACX has been around for a while. I'm actually more interested, if you use Drafted Digital, they have a partnership with Findaway Voices, and they have a program that looks pretty good. Like, it looks more advantageous to authors than the ACX program, as far as you can distribute to more places, you have more control over the distribution, and you can actually keep more of the royalties, and you can distribute on Audible just like you can on ACX. So there's no disadvantage to using Findaway versus ACX, and there just seems to be advantages. Now, the ACX platform maybe has more narrators, availability of more narrators on it than Findaway. So, I submitted a thing through Findaway and got my list of, I think it was like maybe 6, 8 possible narrators I listened to. A couple of them were pretty good, as far as their voice would match the book, but the recording quality, definitely was not quite there. I mean, it wasn't like here where you got trucks run by on the road and dogs barking, but not the sharpest, not the clearest of sounds. So, and you pay for it. You pay upfront to produce the audiobook. They give you the rates when they give you the different narrators, what their rates are. So my boyfriend and I started looking into, other narrators just in general, just going on Amazon, looking up different, Audible books and, who the narrators were on those, if the sound of their voice kind of matched Unnamed Roads, what I would expect for the narrator for that. And so we made a list of some. He's actually helping me. Yesterday while he's doing taxes, he was going about contacting some different narrators to see, what their rates were, if they'd, be available for work. And that might be what I end up doing is just, 'cause with Findaway, you can just upload a finished file. So I might just hire someone, pay them, to do the audio, and then upload that through Findaway and distribute it that way. So still in the early stages there, but that's kind of what we're looking at, different strategies, and we haven't really made a final decision yet. We're still researching that, so that's what's going on in my author life, pretty much. I can't think of. I've done a little bit of writing, but not very much, because like I said, guys, I have been swamped. I had an idea actually for. I was pretty much, other than a few last minute things that I had to add that I kind of skipped over when I was working on Girl Most Likely to Succeed, I was pretty much done with my first draft, or whatever you want to call it, of this book. And then I started thinking about it more, and there's a little bit at the end that, not that it's bad, but I can make it better. I had some ideas for how to improve that. So I scrapped a few chapters, and I'm going to redo those. And I know you think I'm procrastinating about finishing this book, but no, it's all about getting it right, and I do want to get it right. So that is what I am in the middle of doing, I guess, with that. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure how much I'm going to get done this week, because I am still swamped with the reselling stuff. Plus, next week, I have a family get together. My mom's celebrating her 70th birthday. I'm going to be taking a few days off, and we're all going to be meeting up in southeastern Pennsylvania, Delaware area, Kennett Square, go to Longwood Gardens, and have a nice little family and friends kind of thing. It started out as it was just going to be a girls' day, and it's kind of become something else. But anyway, that's what we're doing for Mom's 70th. So in the middle of being crazy busy and having all this stuff to do, I'm going to take 3 days off and do some family stuff. So I'm crazy. I don't know. I'm going to be unusually swamped, I think, in the next couple of weeks at least, just between getting ready for that, doing all the stuff I got to do, and then when I come back, catching up on everything. So, and it's not far. It's not far that I have to go. I'm the closest one. Everyone else is coming from much further away. But still, it's, it's taking time out to do that when I'm already busy. So I'm looking forward to it. I am, but also I'm oh my gosh, I'm not going to have enough time to do everything. So, I may be looking a little bit shell-shocked when you see me next week and the week after that. But I'll try to keep it all together for you guys. And, if you've been following, there's been some interesting news this week, Amazon and book publishing wise. I'm sure if you follow things, you heard about the big Amazon's going after what they call book stuffers, which are people who have books in Kindle Unlimited, and you have the book, and then you have they have all this extra stuff that they've added to get the page reads, get money from page reads, and I've seen things where it's you finish the book and the Kindle, you're at 9% or something like that of the book, and there's all this extra stuff. So Amazon has actually taken legal action. They filed a lawsuit against one author, and so that's going to be the end of book stuffing, it sounds like. And this is what happens with Amazon. It used to be Kindle, it was you just got paid for someone reading the book, and it didn't matter if they actually read it or not. And now they count the pages, and so to get around that, then people do this book stuffing thing. There's always going to be someone who takes advantage of the system, I guess, and Amazon has shown that they're gonna crack down on that stuff. So and Amazon isn't really losing money from this, because it's money that would be going to other authors, because they have the Kindle fund. But they're taking this stuff seriously, so that's nice to see. I'm not a book stuffer, and I hope you're not either, so you would probably appreciate this too. It only works out to our benefit. Other interesting Amazon news, I saw this on Twitter last week. Cassandra Clare, who I'm sure you're familiar with, is New York Times best-selling, young adult author, fantasy genre. She has, I guess, I don't even know what it is, a novella or something. I don't think it's a full-length novel. I think she did with Sarah Rees Brenna that she has coming out. It was up for pre-order on Amazon, and they were self-publishing it. I think it's a tie-in to one of the other series or something. I don't really keep up with the fantasy genre, so I'm not sure, but something along those lines. Anyway, they had it up for pre-order. It sold a bunch because, she's Cassandra Clare. And then all of a sudden it wasn't there. It got taken down. So, and she didn't take it down. She didn't know what had happened. So she panicked and contacted Amazon, and eventually found out that Amazon had taken it down because they didn't think that she would self-publish a book, because, she's traditionally published. And I find it bizarre that they would just take it down without trying to contact her first. So I don't know what's going with all that. Hopefully she gets all the pre-orders back and they get all up and it's all good. But that's a little wacky and a little scary. And, that's Amazon for you. They sometimes leap before they look with certain things. I have found I deal with Amazon in many ways, in my day job, my reselling day job. I'm selling on Amazon. I have been for years. I sell t-shirts on Amazon through Merch by Amazon. I mean, they are a big part of my life, and, it's always a little bit wacky. They do things, how can I say this? Not impulsive, but they kind of do things maybe before they get all the kinks worked out, before they figure out what they're doing. They just kind of try things out, which is cool, but it's crazy for a company that big to kind of do things like that, I think. And, I love them. I'm not going to complain. They pay me a lot of money. I know, because I just did my taxes, and most of my money comes from Amazon in one way or another. So it's crazy, frightening, but it is what it is, and that is the world we live in today, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not going to get into it, but there are some people who are complaining that I'm self-publishing a book and not going the traditional route with this Unnamed Roads, and I don't know. It's what I want to do. I want to try it out. Maybe it's a mistake. Maybe it'll be the greatest thing I ever decide to do. Who knows? It's too soon to say right now. I have had some sales actually. Print sales are outpacing digital sales right now, and that's really because family and friends who are very awesome and are supporting me and buying copies of the book. They want print books, which I understand. That's cool. Print is not dead, but we shall see going further. Forward. I don't expect print sales to continue to outpace the digital sales, but who knows what's going to happen. I'll be keeping you posted on that and talking about that more in the coming weeks. And we'll do another one of those, what did I call it? Author income reports once we get to May, and then I'll let you know about April and how April has been for me. I'll even have some money that I'm actually spending on advertising. I'll let you know about, the return on investment there and how well that's going. But yeah, that's going forward. And so right now, that's where I'm at. Maybe I'll get some writing done this week. I can't promise you that I will because there's so much stuff that I have to do. And I'm like squeezing in making this video and podcast while I have other things to do and have to go do those things. So I better get going and sign off. And I will see you guys all again very soon, another week. And I'll try not to be so frazzled and so exhausted, but I cannot make any guarantees there, guys. So thank you for watching and for joining me on this awkward author adventure of mine. If you want to know more about me and my books and you get a free book, you can go to my website. That is AlyssaGrasso.com, AlyssaGrasso.com. And so I'll catch up with you again soon. Have a great week, everyone. Keep it awkward.